Whatever people say Arctic Monkeys are, that's exactly what they're not. 7 albums, 20 years, loads of commercial success, and polarizing switch-ups, and they're only getting better with time. Here is why. Arctic Monkeys formed in High Green, Sheffield, in the United Kingdom in 2002. Alex Turner and Matt Helders, who were neighbors and friends since the age of 7, formed the band alongside their schoolmates Andy Nicholson and Jamie Cook. They began rehearsing at Yellow Arch Studios in Neepsend, getting dropped off by their mums for their first proper practice sessions. Turner's father was a music teacher, so it was only natural for him to be the guitarist, but it was actually Helders that suggested that Turner be the frontman, because he saw that his friend had a thing for words. Cook took second guitar and Nicholson took bass guitar, although it should be noted that Nicholson disliked the experience of fame, so Nick O'Malley took his place as bassist in 2006. Helders took over the leftover instrument, the drums, and the Arctic Monkeys were born. Their first gig was in June 2003 at the Grapes pub in Sheffield city centre. After the show, they handed out burned CDs containing 18 demos. A MySpace page profile emerged where people started file sharing the demo album, which was nicknamed Beneath the Boardwalk. Their MySpace page was created by fans, not the band. They built a following online long before any of the infrastructure we now take for granted, completely without any effort on their part. When labels came knocking in 2005, they chose Domino Records, a tiny independent. At the time, founder Lawrence Bell operated out of his flat and only signed bands he personally liked. Even though they had options, Arctic Monkeys picked the label that was most like them. Domino Records remains tied firmly to its legacy, still proudly representing Arctic Monkeys today. In October of 2005, Arctic Monkeys' debut single, I Bet You Look Good on the Dance Floor, went straight to number 1 on the UK charts.
We're Arctic Monkeys, this is I Bet You Look Good on the Dance Floor. Don't believe the hype.
Their second single did the same. Their debut album, Whatever People Say I Am, That's What I'm Not, became the fastest selling in British chart history. They sold 363,000 copies in the first week, 118,000 on the first day. This was more than the rest of the top 20 at the time combined, and they were only 19 years old. Arctic Monkeys didn't chase success in the music industry. It chased them. When it caught up, they followed their instinct that made the rest of their career possible. One of the biggest pieces of Arctic Monkeys' reputation, apart from their initial success, is that they built their own sound on the stage before they built it on their records. Their early Glastonbury sets were raw, fast, chaotic, but the crowd knew every single word. Over time, they outgrew that underground, word-of-mouth sound, but it remains a part of who they are even now. While AM was going triple platinum on Tumblr as a key part of the internet's indie aesthetic, they were selling out stadiums and headlining festivals. Their performances over the years in these settings reflect their sound evolution even better than just listening to the albums. This trajectory shows something that streaming or even interviews could never really fully explain. Arctic Monkeys have always been music first, letting each album be exactly what they want it to be. They've never pretended to want anything from fans or critics.
Nobody told us it was fancy dress.
Cried and I watched and I waited till she went inside, forcing a smile and waving goodbye.
They just make the music they want to make, allowing their tastes to shift with time and age. Alex Turner has gone from nervous Sheffield kid to leather-jacketed rock frontman to now cinematic lounge lizard. The stage character evolved with the music. The music evolved with age. Between each album were the experiences of 4 friends on a year-long or more tour, going through life together and creating music together.
Who are you?
Alex.
From?
Sheffield.
From?
Arctic Monkeys.
From the Arctic Monkeys.
Yeah.
Oh! Sorry we couldn't be there this year at the Brit Awards. I hope you're having a wonderful time. As you can see, we are.
You joined us now at a crucial time in a game of tennis in Chile, Santiago. It's been a long tour. We've been on the road now for about 18 months.
Most bands fall into a trap. The Strokes could never emerge from the shadow of their 2001 debut album, Is This It? Oasis was a massive band with massive talent, but the ever-combustible relationship between Noel and Liam Gallagher ruined them. The Kooks were unavoidable in 2006, but have played it safe for so long that they gradually just stopped mattering as much as they used to. The Arctic Monkeys have managed to dodge all of these pitfalls. However, even though Arctic Monkeys have never given the algorithm what it wants, either in the physical world or in the digital world of their streaming, they've continued to grow anyway. How have they even made that possible? Well, their first shift arose when they were at peak popularity. Their third album, Humbug, which came out in 2009, took a left turn from the indie garage rock genre that defined them, and they made a psychedelic rock record in the desert.
Boo.
That move showed their audience that they weren't willing to fall into the purgatory trap. They weren't going to commit to just one sound, and they weren't going to let any certain era define who they were. They continued to allow their band creative freedom and creative control. One example of this was how directly after Humbug, the band allowed Alex Turner to veer off into other projects. He worked with Miles Kane on a record for their supergroup, The Last Shadow Puppets, which was a different sound entirely from any Arctic Monkeys record. However, it likely inspired Turner's future projects and Arctic Monkeys' future projects as well. He also wrote and recorded an acoustic, lyric-forward soundtrack for the indie film Submarine, and one of those songs on that soundtrack was actually re-recorded for its next album, Suck It and See, in 2011. Their ultimate act of industry defiance actually came a lot later, though, in 2018, with a concept album about the commodification of celebrity. It filtered their audience yet again, polarizing everyone, letting everyone ask the question, who even are Arctic Monkeys at this point? Why have they veered so far off from their debut sound that was so popular to begin with? The band did not listen to its fan base and still continued to utilize their new sound on their latest album, The Car. They took the sound of the polarizing album and refined it, and it led to their most critically acclaimed work yet. It's clear who the Arctic Monkeys are, yet it's not. But they've always known this. That's why they chose Domino Records back in 2005. That's why their demo, Beneath the Boardwalk, grew a cult following on the internet without their participation.
It's like, you know how the Beach Boys didn't really surf?
Yeah, that's
well, we're the sort of internet band that didn't really surf.
That's why they, in my opinion, have aged musically like fine wine. So now we're going to get into the ranking of the albums, in my opinion, and it's going to kind of explain why I believe the band's sound has just gotten better over time. So number 7 is going to be Favorite Worst Nightmare, which came out in 2007. This album is an atmospheric, ambitious progression from their first album's sound. The mix of ballads like 505 and Only Ones Who Know, with the fast, rocking sound reminiscent of their debut on Brian Storm and Teddy Picker, tell the story of a band that found success but continues to seek artistry. It's at the bottom for me, but it's still fantastic. Its world building is just a bit weaker, and I think that what follows just simply raises the bar. Number 6, and this is probably controversial, is AM, which came out in 2013. So this is their most commercially successful album. It fuses rock with R&B beats meant to be listened to in the car. These R&B beats were inspired by artists like Dr. Dre, and you can hear them on the first single, Are You Mine, and Do You Want to Know? And they were also inspired by Black Sabbath, and you can hear kind of a direct sample on their track Arabella, which samples War Pigs by Black Sabbath. Number 1 party anthem, ironically, it's a ballad, shows that they had no intention of being predictable. The result was a unique sound that went quadruple platinum in the US. And so why it's ranked so low for me, AM is iconic, and I know that, and I still love it. I just believe that later on and earlier on, Arctic Monkeys have dug deeper lyrically and structurally in their music and their sound. Number 5 is going to be Suck It and See, which came out in 2011. And initially I actually had this ranked a lot higher, but as I was going through my ranking, I actually decided that some other albums are a little bit stronger. So this album is kind of like a palate cleanser in their discography between the previous 2 ranked albums. It's lyrically and musically satisfying overall. The love ballads such as She's Thunderstorms and Pile Driver Waltz are heartbreakingly beautiful. They hadn't yet moved away from harder rock and roll tracks, such as in Don't Sit Down 'Cause I Moved Your Chair, yet they don't let those rock sounds define the album's sound overall. The title was actually really controversial in the US because people didn't understand the phrase's meaning, including me. I didn't know about this until I was researching this video. In the UK, Suck It and See means try it once, see if you like it. And in my opinion, this is a perfect metaphor for the sound that Arctic Monkeys achieved on this record. So number 4 is going to be The Car, 2022. This is the latest album from the band, and it strays furthest away from their original sound. It's orchestral, cinematic, and super artistic. It was Mercury Prize and Grammy nominated, with critics calling it some of their best work. The first track, There'd Better Be a Mirror Ball, contains an introduction that sounds straight out of a film score. It's got strings, it moves and flows. It's such a beautiful introduction. And it's I'm really glad that they chose to use that for the first track on the album. Overall, I just love this album so much. Another few of my favorites are Body Paint, Mr. Schwartz, Big Ideas. It's got some really great songs. It's super refined, mature, and totally organic. The band allows itself to explore the world they truly live in as artists, drawing inspiration from records like Pet Sounds, another fabulous album. And you can see those things. It's very mature and musically ambitious. It's also the ultimate anti-trend, and in my opinion, it gets better with every single listen. Now, number 3, we're at the top 3 here. Whatever People Say I Am, That's What I'm Not, 2006, their first record. So Arctic Monkeys' debut was popular, but it wasn't just because it sounded amazing. It's because it was just so entirely real. Its post-punk, garage rock sound, paired with lyrics about Sheffield nightlife, makes it distinct and brilliant. This is the album that got them signed to their record label. Its title defines their entire career. Every single time I revisit it, I find something deeper, buried within the sound or the lyrics, that the 4 friends probably never intended to include. The storytelling of When the Sun Goes Down, the melancholy afterglow of No Buses, and the raw talent of A Certain Romance all hold up alongside its best work even now, 2 decades later. Alright, in second place, I have selected Humbug. So this album was half recorded in Joshua Tree National Park with Josh Homme of Queens of the Stone Age, and the other half was recorded in New York City. This album is particularly psychedelic and dark, and it was the first polarizing moment for the fan base. The Queens of the Stone Age influence a la Josh Homme. Is it Josh Homme? Hold on, let me look it up really quick. Pronunciation. I've listened to so many interviews and I still don't know how to pronounce his name. I feel bad. It's Homme. Okay, cool. Okay, my bad. I was totally saying that wrong. Anyways, so the Queens of the Stone Age influence a la Josh Homme. Or is it Homie? I don't know, I'm just gonna keep going. That influence runs underneath the sound, but it's distinctly Arctic Monkeys in a way that spans their entire discography in a unique way. The title alludes to a sweet of the same name, or a candy if you're in the US like I am. And this sweet is crunchy on the outside, soft on the inside, which reflects the world of the album. An alternate title that they explored was Dupery. I like it a lot. Oh, and also, I think a humbug kind of looks like this. The new sound, coupled with themes of deception, a la Dupery or Humbug, explored in the lyrics, shows just how self-aware Arctic Monkeys are. It's very clear that they understood that by changing their sound, they would divide the fan base. However, also their lyrics are about somebody that is deceptive. For example, Cornerstone is about a guy that keeps seeing his ex-girlfriend in different people that he meets along the road. Just all around great storytelling. So besides that song, I love Secret Door, Crying Lightning, My Propeller, and The Jeweler's Hands. Those are some of my favorite Arctic Monkeys tracks of all time. It's always been my favorite. It was actually the album that got me into the band in the first place. I discovered them back in high school. I believe that this album's sound is one of their just greatest accomplishments. I don't think any album could ever beat, Arctic Monkeys or otherwise, could beat Tranquility Base Hotel and Casino, which came out in 2019. And it's named after the moon landing base, Tranquility Base, which explores the concept of a hotel on the moon. It's a concept album. It commentates on celebrity and technology. And guess what? It's the streaming era's biggest middle finger. It was nothing like anything the Arctic Monkeys had done before. They've changed their sound so many times, but never has there been such a large switch up. I mean, think about it. The album before this was AM. Totally entirely different. And yet, besides all of that, it was the fastest selling vinyl in the UK after 25 years. It's hard to summarize exactly why I love this album so much, and I won't go too on and on about it, because I could if I wanted to. But for me, the music and lyrics serve one another to create a vivid world, and it sounds less like a group of songs and more of a film without visuals. It started out on a Steinway that Turner was gifted on his 30th birthday, rather than a guitar. It was inspired by films and books rather than other musical artists or pieces. The result is a completely unique sonic masterpiece that I simply can't get enough of no matter how many times I listen to it. And I'm gonna cut it there to spare you from any other praise for this album, but I genuinely could go on, and I could make another video about it, but we'll see, maybe down the road. So what's next for Arctic Monkeys? Their latest release was in January, just a few months ago. It's a track called Opening Night, and it's the first single for a new album that just came out on March 6th for War Child Records. It's a compilation album by multiple different artists, and it's for charity, and I was reading a little bit about it. Let me see if I can read you something about it so that you know what's going on. So War Child is a charity which works to protect, educate, and stand up for the rights of children living through conflict. So they're doing something through a charity, making music for a cause, which is exactly what you want to see your things that you're fans of doing in this day and age. So thank you for them. Just makes me an even bigger fan at this point. Anyways, about their sound. So Opening Night is similar to tracks off the car, such as Big Ideas and Sculptures of Anything Goes, but it also pulls from the rock sound of Suck It and See, as well as the psychedelic haze of Humbug. It's yet another example of how Arctic Monkeys defies being boxed in. Arctic Monkeys' commercial and critical success, coupled with the polarizing choices they've made over their career, show that chasing an algorithm doesn't always work. Most people make a safe choice, and it either pays off or it leads to obsolescence. Arctic Monkeys have and will continue to make music entirely on their own terms. And that's why, love them or hate them or don't care about them, they keep evolving and their work just keeps getting better. What do you think?
Yeah, that rock and roll. It seems like it's fading away sometimes, but it will never die. And there's nothing you can do about it. Invoice me for the microphone if you need to.
Last night when my psyche